Have you ever like noticed how it seems like everybody is just like a little on edge these days?
Oh, yeah,
It's like, seriously,
for sure.
it's like the world is this giant pressure cooker.
Hmm.
You see it everywhere.
Yeah.
Airport meltdowns,
Oh, yeah.
social media feuds,
Yeah.
even grocery store standoffs.
Yeah.
It's enough to make you wonder,
Right.
is it just me?
Yeah.
Or is there something like in the water?
Well, there's actually a growing body of research
Really?
that suggests that aggression is actually on the rise globally.
So it's not just a feeling.
No,
This like short fuse phenomenon.
it's real.
That's a real thing.
Absolutely.
Wow.
And what's fascinating is that there might be a surprisingly simple solution.
Okay.
Omega-3 fatty acids.
Omega-3s.
You've probably heard of them as brain food.
Right.
Good for boosting your memory and focus.
Yeah.
But recent research suggests they might also play a key role in managing aggression.
Hold on.
Yeah.
You're telling me that something as simple as tweaking my diet could help me stay calmer in those crazy situations?
It might sound too good to be true.
Yeah.
But the science is starting to back it up.
All right.
There was this groundbreaking meta-analysis published in 2024 by researchers at the University of Pennsylvania.
Oh.
They reviewed 29 studies spanning 3 decades with nearly 4,000 participants.
Wow.
What's really remarkable is that the results were consistent across diverse demographics.
Oh, wow.
Men and women,
Yeah.
young and old,
Okay.
it didn't matter.
So really across the board.
Across the board, yeah.
Okay, I'm definitely intrigued.
Yeah,
But before we get too deep into the science,
Yeah.
can we back up a bit?
Yeah.
For those who might not be familiar, what exactly are omega-3 fatty acids?
So omega-3s are a type of polyunsaturated fat
Okay,
that your body needs but can't produce on its own.
got it.
They're essential for a whole range of bodily functions, including brain health.
Right.
There are a few different types of omega-3s, but
Right.
the ones that have been linked to reducing aggression are EPA and DHA.
Right, EPA, DHA.
You find these primarily in fatty fish,
Mm-hmm.
but there are plant-based sources as well.
Okay, cool. So back to this meta-analysis.
Yeah.
What exactly did they find?
Well-
Like, how much of a difference can omega-3s actually make when it comes to aggression?
The researchers found that supplementing with omega-3s led to a 28% reduction in aggression.
28%?
That's a pretty significant decrease.
That's huge.
It is.
What's even more impressive is that you said it worked across such a diverse group of people.
Yeah.
Were there any specific situations where they found it to be particularly effective?
Yeah, it wasn't limited to just one type of aggression either.
Okay.
They found that both impulsive reactive aggression and more calculated planned aggression were significantly reduced.
Because it's not just about preventing those sudden outbursts of anger,
Right.
but also potentially helping people make more thoughtful choices in conflict situations.
Exactly.
That's really interesting.
Yeah, and one of the authors of this study, Adrian Rain, who's a leading neurocriminologist, even suggested that it's time to think about implementing omega-3 supplementation more broadly
Wow.
in places like schools, clinics, even within the criminal justice system.
That's a pretty powerful statement.
It is.
He's basically saying omega-3s have the potential to make a real difference in the world.
Yeah.
I have to admit, I'm starting to see how this could be more than just a personal health benefit.
I think so too. And that brings us to the question of how it all works.
Right.
What's the science behind how omega-3s actually influence aggression?
Yeah, that's what I was wondering.
Yeah.
It's all well and good to say they work,
Right.
but I'm curious about the why.
So there are 3 key mechanisms at play.
Okay.
First, omega-3s help regulate neurotransmitters,
Okay.
specifically serotonin and dopamine, which are critical for mood regulation and impulse control.
So they're basically helping to keep those emotional responses in check.
That's a good way to put it.
It's like having a built-in chill pill.
Yeah.
What's the second mechanism?
So the second mechanism is related to inflammation. Chronic inflammation in the brain has been linked to increased aggression.
Mhm.
And omega-3s act as potent anti-inflammatory agents.
So it's not just about calming those emotional responses,
Right.
but also tackling the underlying physical processes that might be contributing to those feelings of aggression.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And the third mechanism is all about cellular health.
Okay.
Omega-3s help maintain the fluidity of cell membranes,
Mm-hmm.
which is essential for efficient communication between brain cells.
Okay.
Think of it like this.
Yeah.
If the cells in your brain can't talk to each other properly,
Yeah.
things are bound to go haywire.
Right. Okay, that makes sense.
Good.
So we've established that omega-3s could be a game changer when it comes to managing aggression,
Mhm.
both on a personal level
Yeah,
and potentially even on a societal level.
for sure.
But the big question is, how do we actually get more of these amazing omega-3s? I mean, what are some practical ways to incorporate them into our daily lives?
Well, the good news is that there are plenty of delicious and convenient ways to get your omega-3 fix.
Okay.
And we're going to dive into all of that after a quick break.
All right, sounds good.
Stay tuned.
So before the break, we were talking about how omega-3 fatty acids could be the key to calming those frayed nerves
Right.
and navigating our increasingly stressful world with a bit more grace.
Yeah.
We were just about to get into the nitty-gritty of how to actually get more of these amazing omega-3s into our lives.
Yes.
So let's talk food.
Okay.
What are the best sources of these aggression-busting fats?
Well, the classic go-to source is fatty fish.
Okay.
Think salmon, mackerel, sardines, herring.
Okay.
They're all packed with those beneficial EPA and DHA omega-3s.
So if you're a seafood lover, you're in luck.
You are.
But what about folks who don't eat fish?
Right.
Maybe they're vegetarian, vegan, or just not a fan of the taste.
Yep.
Are there any good plant-based
Well,
options?
absolutely. There are some fantastic plant-based sources as well.
Okay.
Chia seeds and flax seeds are excellent choices. You
Okay.
can sprinkle them on salads, add them to smoothies, or even incorporate them into baking.
Yeah.
It's worth noting that flax seeds are best ground for better absorption.
Good tip.
Yeah.
So we've got fatty fish, chia seeds, flax seeds.
Mm-hmm.
What else?
Walnuts are another great source of omega-3s.
Okay. Walnuts. All right.
And for vegetarians and vegans who want to make sure they're getting those all-important DHA and EPA,
Yeah.
seaweed and algae are fantastic options.
Wow. So it seems like no matter what your dietary preferences are, there's a way to get your omega-3 fix.
There is.
Let's be real. Sometimes life gets busy, and it can be tough to consistently get enough of any nutrient from food alone.
I agree.
What about supplements? Are they a good option?
Supplements can definitely be helpful if you're struggling to get enough omega-3s from your diet.
Okay.
If you're considering going that route, I'd always recommend talking to your healthcare provider first.
Yeah, good advice.
But generally look for high-quality fish oil or algal oil supplements that have been third-party tested for purity and potency.
Okay, so, look for the good stuff.
Exactly.
Any tips on when and how to take them?
Most people find that taking omega-3 supplements with a meal that contains some fat helps with absorption.
Okay.
Some people experience mild side effects like fishy burps, so experimenting with the timing might be helpful
Right.
to see what works best for you.
Makes sense. While we're on the topic of digestion, I've been hearing a lot lately about the gut-brain connection.
Yeah,
Is there any link between gut health and aggression?
that's a great question, and it's an area of active research.
Okay.
There's growing evidence that the trillions of bacteria living in our gut, what we call the microbiome, can actually influence our brain function and behavior,
Oh, wow.
including things like mood and even aggression.
So you're saying those tiny little microbes in our gut could be playing a role in how we react to stressful situations.
It seems that way.
That's wild.
It really is. And what's even more fascinating is that omega-3s may actually play a role in promoting a healthy gut microbiome.
Holy.
So it's kind of a two-way street.
Yeah.
Omega-3s may help the gut, and a healthy gut might in turn help regulate mood and behavior.
Wow. So it's this incredible interconnected system.
It is.
It makes you realize how much we still have to learn about the human body and how everything is linked.
Absolutely.
We've talked about the science behind omega-3s and how to get more of them into our diets.
Right.
But I'm curious, where do you see this research going in the future?
Yeah.
What are some of the big questions that still need to be answered?
Well, one thing that scientists are calling for is more large-scale, long-term studies.
Mm-hmm.
The research we've discussed today is promising, but it's really just the beginning.
Yeah.
We need more research to really understand how omega-3s influence aggression over time.
Okay.
Another area of interest is exploring how combining omega-3s with other interventions like therapy or mindfulness practices might enhance their benefits.
Oh.
Imagine if we could develop personalized approaches to managing aggression based on an individual's unique needs and circumstances.
That's an exciting thought.
It is.
It seems like we're just scratching the surface of the potential of omega-3s.
Yeah.
It really is a fascinating area of research.
It really is, and it highlights how something as simple as paying attention to what we eat could have a ripple effect on our mental and emotional well-being, our relationships, even our communities as a whole.
Yeah, it's a powerful reminder that sometimes the answers to complex problems might be found in simple, natural solutions.
I think so.
So as we wrap up this deep dive into the world of omega-3s and aggression, what's the one key takeaway you'd like to leave our listeners with?
If you're looking for a way to manage stress, improve your mood, and navigate those challenging situations with a little more ease,
Yeah.
adding more omega-3s to your diet could be a simple but powerful first step.
Okay.
It's not a magic bullet, but it's a tool that could make a real difference in your life.
And who knows, maybe it could even contribute to a slightly less aggressive, more peaceful world.
I'd like to believe so.
Well, this has been a truly fascinating exploration.
It has.
We've covered a lot of ground today, from the science behind omega-3s to practical tips on how to incorporate them into your daily life.
Yeah.
But before we go, we want to hear from you.
Yes.
What resonated with you most from this deep dive? What are your thoughts on the potential of omega-3s?
Share your experiences, your questions, your insights in the comments below. We love hearing from our listeners.
And if you enjoyed this deep dive into the fascinating world of omega-3s and aggression, don't forget to subscribe to NeuroEd for more science-backed insights that can help you live a better, more informed life. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you liked what you heard today. Until next time, keep diving deep.
You know, one thing that really struck me is how much potential there is for omega-3s to be a part of a more holistic approach to so many challenges we face as individuals and as a society. I completely agree. Think about it. If something as simple as adding more fatty fish or chia seeds to our diets could help reduce aggression, imagine the possibilities if we integrated that knowledge into our healthcare systems, our education systems, even our criminal justice system.
It's almost like a ripple effect.
It is.
Starting with individual choices about what we eat.
Yeah.
And expanding outward to impact our families, our communities, and maybe even the world.
Exactly. And it's not just about omega-3s in isolation.
Right.
It's about recognizing the interconnectedness of everything. Our physical health, our mental health, our environment, it's all intertwined.
So as we wrap up this deep dive,
Okay.
I want to leave our listeners with a call to action.
All right.
What can each of us do to embrace this knowledge about omega-3s and potentially contribute to a less aggressive, more peaceful world?
Well, the first step is awareness. Now that you know about the potential benefits of omega-3s, start paying attention to how much you're getting in your diet. Maybe try incorporating some of those delicious food sources we talked about.
Right. And don't be afraid to experiment.
Yeah.
Find what works for you. Maybe it's adding some salmon to your weekly meal plan or blending a spoonful of chia seeds into your morning smoothie.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And beyond your own individual choices, think about how you can share this knowledge with others. Talk to your friends and family about it. Advocate for healthier food options in your workplace or your child's school.
Yeah, every little step counts.
Absolutely.
If we all do our part, we can create a ripple effect of positive change.
We can.
That's a great note to end on.
Yeah.
Thank you so much for joining us for this fascinating exploration into the world of omega-3s and aggression.
It's been a pleasure.
And to our listeners, we want to hear from you. What stood out to you most from this deep dive? What are your thoughts on the potential of omega-3s to impact your own life and the world around you? Share your thoughts and experiences in the comments below. And if you enjoyed this episode of NeuroEd, don't forget to subscribe for more science-backed insights that can help you live a better, more informed life. Give us a 5-star rating on Apple Podcasts if you liked what you heard today. Until next time, keep diving deep.